Hey everybody, today's video is a little bit different because I am not at my desk, not using my fancy ring light. I'm actually outside, as you can tell. Just finished my hike and I have some natural evening light here. What I really want to talk about today, and I hope it's helpful for you too, is that what it actually means and feels like to take care of yourself. One of the many things that actually means is listening to yourself and listening to your body. I know it sounds like, oh, I've heard it so many times and everybody keeps talking about it and it kind of gets old, but I really and truly listening. I had absolutely no desire to work out today, absolutely nothing. And I had a huge desire to get outside and go into forest. And this is one of the things that you can only hear if you are ready to listen. And if you're not ready to listen, all you hear all day long, every single day, is that you have to push yourself and you have to do the hard workout, or you have to do the workout that you had planned, or you have to burn a certain amount of calories, or whatever the thing is. I don't know if you have thought about it, but there are so many times in our lives where we push our bodies so badly, although they don't actually want to do some things and they tell us that they want to do something else. So this is one example how you can really tune in with your body, into your body, and kind of start listening. Okay, what do I want movement wise? What kind of movement do I need? And of course, workout programs are not bad things at all. I like to follow workout programs, but every workout program has to allow you enough rest days and also has to allow you spontaneous rest days. It is not true that if you have a plan that tells you that you got to do 5 workouts a week, that you cannot some weeks do 4 workouts. You absolutely can. And if there's a day when you're tired, maybe you had a hard day yesterday and your muscles are still feeling it, or you're just not recovered, or you're just not feeling it, then you just have to give yourself this permission to rest. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to taking care of yourself is food and how to eat and how to listen to yourself. And of course, listen to your body can be really, really difficult if you haven't done it for a very long time. If you have only followed a plan and then, calorie numbers and macro numbers. And again, you know that I'm all about that balance. Just like I said, I don't think workouts are bad. I also don't think that having nutritional guidelines is a bad thing, or tracking calories or macros is a bad thing. But your hunger and your satisfaction with food has to come first. This has to be more important. How does it show that you're taking care of your body? You are eating enough, okay? I'm sure you all know this by now, and you may be thinking, oh yeah, I've heard it so many times, but are you actually doing it? Because eating enough really is a form of self-care. And if you get really to this mindset that eating enough is a form of self-care, then restriction to the point where you starve yourself starts to feel like an extremely wrong thing. It just starts to feel like something that I'm doing to harm myself. I don't want to harm myself. So you have to have this level of self-compassion and self-love and self-respect, where you understand that proper nourishment is the healthiest thing that you can do. And if you don't nourish yourself, you have to think on some level, do I think that I'm actually not worthy of proper nutrition? Do I think that my body doesn't deserve better? Do I only think that I have to restrict because I'm constantly punishing myself? And then you have to figure out, why are you punishing yourself? Why do you have this belief that you are not worthy of eating enough food, or eating plenty of good food and getting nutrients into your body? When I look at women's food logs and I see their calories that are 1400, for example, and then I see things that are not nutritious at all. Of course, everybody has their favorite things here and there, and that I have nothing against that. But if I see those extremely low calorie food logs, what it actually tells me a lot of times is that this person doesn't often believe that they are worth better, which is much more complex than just that. But this is on some level, this is really true. And this is why it's very, very important that we figure out, where is this belief coming from? Why do we think that we don't deserve to eat food and we don't deserve to feel better? And lastly, when it comes to self-care, I cannot not touch the people pleasing. So many of us are huge people pleasers, and I know I jumped from fitness to food to now people pleasing, and may kind of feel like a huge switch of gears. But it is so important, and I see it in so many of my clients, and also in the past version of me, and to some extent, again, like to this day, it is there. It is hard work to get rid of it, but it is very, very important that we start paying attention to when we are people pleasing, because by doing that, we actually are not doing ourselves any service. For a second, we may feel like, oh yeah, I did well, like I did something that this person wanted, and that makes me feel good for a second. But a lot of times we actually become really resentful because we didn't want to do this thing that we just did. And then we are resentful, and this person doesn't know that we are resentful. And then we are acting weird, and then we are not happy, and then we're not satisfied, and we feel that we're constantly being run over. This is really, really dangerous. A couple of months ago, I did like a little inventory, I guess I could say, and looked back to my past decisions in my life and realized that so many big decisions, like life-changing decisions, were made because I thought that they make somebody else happy, or somebody else wants me to do that certain thing. And these things never worked out well. I ended up hurting not just myself, but I also ended up hurting other people. So not a good idea. So I really recommend that you start checking in with yourself and see, why do I have to please everybody? And is it still, again, coming back to that same place? My thoughts are not worth of expressing, or my opinions are not valid. Do you have any of these beliefs? Because this is like this is kind of like a spider web of things. They are all connected. They are all very connected, because if we are people pleasers, we a lot of times want to shape our bodies for somebody else, and we also have to overtrain and over exercise because we think we get praise from somebody else, and we're doing a lot of things for somebody else. But what are you doing for yourself? What is your self-care? What does it look like? Do you move in ways that make you feel good? Do you eat enough food and in amounts that make you feel good and healthy and vibrant and energized? And do you take care of yourself and express your thoughts and your opinions? Are you doing these things? And if you're not, you have to start paying attention to every single thing that I just mentioned, because these really shape how we show up in our lives, and they really do affect our health, not just mental health, but also our physical health too. So I hope that this was helpful for you too, and that you enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.